Before we start, a quick note to remind you that On the Move podcast episodes are designed to improve balance and confidence in your ability to move. Only do what feels comfortable and stop if anything doesn't feel right. For more information, head to parkinsons.org.uk. Welcome to On the Move. I'm Sonya, and this is a 30-minute guided movement session that you can do laying on the floor using a mat or alternatively on your bed. Let's begin. If you have a towel or a head cushion that you'd like to place underneath your head, feel free to use a rolled up towel or an item of clothing that is probably 2 to 3 inches thick. So let's start by placing our body into a comfortable position. I'd like you to bend your knees, place your feet onto the floor, and we'll start with our feet parallel and our legs about hip width apart. Just resting our pelvis, resting our spine and resting our shoulders down onto the floor or into your bed, and checking that your head is comfortable by tipping the chin slightly forwards, lengthening the back of the neck. Good, we're going to take a nice full breath in, breathing into the sides and the back of the rib cage. Good, and just breathing out and feeling a sense of connection around the middle of the body. I'd like you to imagine you're wearing a big belt, and as you breathe out, we're just going to tighten the belt 1 notch. So be careful not to over tighten, just a small connection around the middle. Good, so our breath in through the nose, and we're breathing out and just gently drawing in through the centre of the body. Going to tilt the pelvis backwards and forwards. Tilt the pelvis forwards and tip your hips backwards. Well done. You're going to feel the lower back sinking softly into the floor as you tilt backwards, and you're going to feel your lower back just lifting away as you tilt forwards. And what I'd like you to do after a few of those is rest somewhere in between. We're going to think about our pelvis being like a triangle, our pubic bone and our hip bones as level as is comfortable. Well done. Our first exercise is our hip openings. I'd like you to keep your right foot on the floor and open your right knee as far as you can, and then back to the middle. Excellent. As you open the leg, you're coming to the outer edge of your right foot. Good. Turning that leg out and then returning back to the middle. Continue opening and closing the right leg. Good. Now let's think about our hips as we open the leg. Try and keep your hip bones level. Imagine a little marble in the middle of the hip bones. Trying to keep that marble placed in the middle and not allowing it to roll out to the right side. Good. Let's swap legs. Turn that left leg out, coming to the outer edge of the foot as we open the leg as far as we can, keeping the marble in between the hip bones in the centre. Well done. The rest of the body nice and relaxed, keeping our shoulders down from the ears. And you can either close your eyes or look directly above. Lovely. This is a great exercise to warm up the hips and help strengthen those bottom muscles. Well done. And come back to the centre. Excellent. Lift the arms over the shoulders. We'll keep our legs as they are. Turn our palms to face each other. Small bend in the elbows. We're going to open the arms nice and wide to the side. And close. Well done. Keep the hands roughly mid-chest position and close. Fabulous. We're going to open as far as we can. Again, work with your range of movement. These exercises should not be uncomfortable or cause you any pain. Just opening as far as feels good for you and then back in. Good. And let's combine this with the lower body hip opening exercise. So as we open the arms, we're going to open one leg. And as we close the arms, we bring the leg back to the center. Swap over. Let's alternate the leg opening and take both arms out and back in. Excellent work. Checking again, that little marble isn't rolling left to right. It's staying in the middle, the hip bones facing upwards. Keeping the rib cage flat to the mat or flat to your mattress as we open and close. Well done. Let's do 2 more of these. Perfect. And the last one. And rest the arms down by the side of the body. Good, relaxing our shoulders. And if you want to straighten your legs, feel free to lengthen those legs for a moment. And again, focus on our breathing. A slow, deep breath in through the nose and breathing out through the nose or through the mouth, whatever feels most comfortable and natural to you. Let's move to our next exercise. This time we're going to start with our feet on the floor, our knees bent, hip width apart, and we'll stretch the leg away from us. So I'd like you to imagine you're stretching your heel through sand, pressing your heel away from the body. Good, making a little channel through that sand and back in. Alternating legs, we'll slide the other leg away from the body and bring that heel back in. Excellent. Imagine we're laying on the beach now. And we're just pushing our heel through the sand, making that sand channel, and then bringing the heel back along that channel, placing the foot onto the floor. Well done. And as we straighten and bend, focus on your hips once again. Hips stable and still, keeping the rib cage flat onto the floor, and our shoulders relaxed and away from the ears. Good. I want you to straighten that leg as much as you can into that soft lock. So a smooth movement where we're slowly extending, making sure we're not snapping the knee, that the exercise isn't too quick. That lovely control. Let's do 2 more of these. Slide and glide back towards you, and 1 more, slide and glide and back towards you. Well done. So we'll rest the legs. Feel free to straighten the legs if you prefer. And now once again to the upper body, where we lift the hands over the shoulders, straightening the arms, turning our palms to face each other. And we're going to do an exercise called arm splits. One arm will move down by the side of the body, and the other arm is going to reach behind us. Good. Bring the arms back, split them over the chest and switch over. We'll keep a small gap between the arms and the sides of the body and the head as we move those arms freely from our shoulders. Well done. Forwards and backwards. Breastbone is facing up. And again, you can do these exercises with your eyes closed or looking directly above us. Feel the neck long and the shoulders stable. Good. Small bend in the elbows. And as we did with the previous exercise, we're going to combine the upper with the lower body movements. So I'd like you to place your feet onto the floor, have your legs and your feet about hip width apart, ready to stretch one leg long. Take the arms over the shoulders and the opposite arm reaches back. Good. And bring that leg back in. Let's swap over. So we extend one leg and the opposite arm reaches back. Good. And the other arm comes down by the side of the body. This is a great exercise for coordination, mobilizing, strengthening shoulders, core and the lower body. Well done. You'll notice I'm You may even feel those midsection muscles, what we refer to as our core muscles, working hard to stabilize our body as we stretch the arms and legs away from the center. Good. Keeping your rib cage down and keeping that small curve in the lower back. Imagine a silk scarf being passed from one side of the body underneath the lower back to the other. And we've just got enough room for us to slide the scarf underneath us. Well done. So a lovely stable back position, stable hips, and then reaching backwards and forwards with our arms and reaching out with our leg. Let's do one more. Slide and glide, reach and lengthen, and return to the center and rest. Well done. Once again, as we rest and recover, focus on our breath, taking that wide, slow, long breath in through the nose and steadily out through the mouth. Well done. Now for our next exercise, we are going to do a tilting bridge. So we'll keep our feet on the floor, our knees are bent and aligned with our hips. Rest the arms down by the side of the body. Good. Check the neck is long, the chin is slightly tipped forwards. And I'd like you now to tilt your pelvis, gently ease the lower back into the ground and start to peel the bottom off the floor. Good. And then return back down. We're going to start with a very small range and we'll increase that range if it feels comfortable to do so. So our little pelvic tilt, just lifting our hips above the floor and then slowly returning back down. Good. It's like a little peeling action. We're starting to peel the base of the spine, the lower back, and then down we go. If that feels comfortable, do progress up to the shoulder bridge as we peel away from the ground, bone by bone, link by link, as we liken our spine to a chain, coming up to our shoulder blades and slowly back down. So we'll slowly peel away again. Focus on your feet for a moment, those feet well connected to the floor. We call our good foot to floor connection, keeping our heels down and ideally our feet parallel. And as we peel away from the floor, I want you to think about your bottom muscles, those bottom muscles tightening up, helping to support the hips as we lift away from the ground. Do stay on your shoulder blades, give you some support and stability before you roll back down. Excellent work. Let's use breath now as well. We'll take a full breath in, and as we breathe out, peel the spine away from the ground, bone by bone, that lovely segmental control. Pause as we take a breath in. And exhale as we melt our spine slowly into the mat. Fabulous work. And rest. Bring the knees into the body. Place your hands around shins. Draw one leg in and the other leg in. And just take a moment to recover. Well done. Our next exercise is called scissors. And we'll place our feet back onto the floor, checking that our feet are approximately hip width apart for stability. Feet are parallel. Think about your hips again, that little pelvic tilts backwards and forwards, settling into your most comfortable position. Thinking about the pelvic triangle where we're trying to align our pubic bone and our hip bones. Coming up to the rib cage resting on the floor, and drawing our shoulders down to keep the neck long. So I'd like you now to fold your right leg up. We're going to lift the right foot off the floor, bring the knee over the hip bone, shin parallel to the ceiling, and return the foot to the floor. Same thing with your left leg, float the foot off, bring the knee above the hip bone, shin parallel to the ceiling, and back to the floor. Well done. Let's continue to fold the leg up and down. It's a bit like marching on the floor. That's it, one leg up and down. Excellent. But it's a slow march, just slow, steady and controlled, thinking about where you're placing your knee as you lift the leg. Well done. Perfect. And return. Lifting. Good. And lowering. So your shin is like a table as you bring your leg up. That's it. And we call it our tabletop position. Our shin bone is the top of the table and our thigh bone is the leg. We'll do a couple more of these. Very good. Last one. And rest. Well done. Let's have a full stretch. We're going to straighten our legs. Good. And take the arms either side of the head, reaching back, reaching behind us. Good. So we're like a needle laying there on the floor, fingers through to our toes. Well done. And we're going to roll over onto the right side of the body. So coming now onto the right side. Good. Now what you could do is place your cushion in between your underneath arm and your head. We'll use the left arm to stabilise us. And I'd like you to bend both knees. We're going to do an exercise called this clam to strengthen the muscles around our hips. So with our feet together and our heels up towards our hips on our knees bent. Well done. We're going to open our top leg. Separate our knees and try and keep the insides of our feet together. Good. So opening the knee as far as we can without our hips rolling backwards. I'd like you to imagine two boards, one in front of you and one behind you. And our body is centred in between the two boards. Good. The two boards helping to stabilise and keep the body still. As you open that top knee, you are almost creating a diamond shape. Well done. So just focus now on your feet. Your inside feet are glued together and you're turning your top knee out as far as we can. Good, staying within those two boards. Well done. And you should feel this in your bottom. As you open that leg, you'll feel lots of tone and tension in your bottom, helping to strengthen the hips. Well done. Body still. You can use your left hand to help you balance, or you could even rest your left hand on your hip or take your arm above your shoulder to challenge your balance. Let's do one more of these. Well done. Excellent. Now I'd like you to straighten your top leg. Your underneath leg can stay exactly where it is. Your top leg is just a lovely extension of your hip, and we're going to lift the top leg up so your knee is just above your hip and down you go. So think about the leg now, lifting, lovely and long, just above the line of your hip bone, up and down. Good. And lift. And lower. I'd like you to check that your underside, the underwaist, isn't collapsing into the floor. So could we slide a silk scarf just underneath the waistline? That's it. Checking that we're not collapsing or sinking heavily into the floor. Keeping those core muscles awake. Keeping those core muscles switched on. We'll do two more of these lovely straight leg lifts. Well done. And rest. You might want to bring that top leg forward just in front of your underneath leg, resting your knee down to give these muscles a little bit of recovery. Well done. Let's turn over onto the other side of the body. And we'll set up as we did before. Resting your head either in your hand or stretch your underneath arm out and rest your head on your arm or cushion or towel if that feels more comfortable. We're going to bend our knees, bring our heels up towards our hips. Good. And then we're going to keep our inside feet together as we open the top leg. So it looks as if we are creating a diamond shape with our legs. Our hips are still. Good, our body is still. Imagine we have a board at the front and a board behind us, and we're sandwiched between the two boards, keeping our body still and stable so we can concentrate on opening and closing our top leg. Well done. Good. Imagine that silk scarf. Visualize that scarf being passed underneath the waist, just enough room to move that scarf from back to front. Good. Feel this one in the bottom as we open the leg. You'll feel more tone, more tension in those muscles around the hip area. Excellent, and we'll do 2 more of these, just checking that our feet stay together. Good, and our body stays still. Open that knee and close. Well done. And then we'll extend our top leg. Good, just check we haven't moved the hips too far forward or back through that extension. Side of the leg facing the ceiling. Good, and we're going to lift the leg up and down. Your underneath leg can stay exactly where it is. And we'll lift and lower the top leg, keeping your right hand on the floor for balance, or you could shift it to your hip or take your arm over your shoulder, just to add a little bit of a balance challenge to this exercise. Well done. Keeping that leg lovely and long. The heel aligns with the hip aligns with the shoulder. And we'll do 2 more of these. Great exercises to strengthen the hips and the core. That's brilliant. And then just bring that top leg forwards for a little bit of rest and recovery. The knee towards the ground. Top leg resting over the underneath leg. Very nice indeed. One more position before this session is complete, and we're going to come onto our hands and our knees. If you have any problems with wrists, you want to roll up a towel and place your hands over the towel just so that your wrists are not overextended. Feel free to do that. Or you could even do these exercises on your knuckles if you prefer. Let's set up. Hands underneath our shoulders, knees are underneath our hips. And I want you to think about your back looking like a table. So your arms and your thigh bones are the legs of the table. Your back, your spine is the tabletop. So our neck aligns with the rest of the spine. The chin is slightly tipped forwards. We're looking down between our hands. Be careful not to look at your knees, otherwise your head might fall too far forwards. So we're long from the crown right through to the end of the spine, our coccyx. Now I'd like you to sort of lift your ribs, lift your tummy and round your back into this lovely cat stretch. Tuck your chin in. That's it. Draw your chin towards the top of your chest and think about your tailbone tucking underneath. And then return to the start position. Think about the table once again, flattening our back, our arms and legs like the legs of the table. Let's do that again. I'm going to take a breath in, prepare. And as we breathe out, pull your belly button in, round the back, tuck the base of the spine underneath, draw the chin to the top of the chest and get that lovely curve through the spine. And then lengthen, coming back to the tabletop position. Let's do that once again. And I want you to think about a cat stretching, which is why we call this our cat stretch. We're rounding the back, stretching into that lovely cat pose, and then lengthen down. Good. Now pause for a moment because we'll reverse the movement. This time we're going to do what we call our cow stretch. And I want you to do the opposite. So we're going to push our rib cage down. We're going to lift our chin very slightly and do this slowly. We're going to lift the base of the spine and increase the curve in our back. Well done. And then return to your starting position. Think about your spine now, looking like a table once again. So from here, let's move into our cow stretch, where we tip the tailbone up, we lift the chin, we drop the rib cage. Good, increasing that curve in the lower back and return to our table. Let's do this once more, then we'll combine all the movements. Tip the chin upwards, lift the tailbone, good, and feel that lovely stretch through that back and return to normal. Now let's combine the two. We'll go cat to cow. So we're going to round up. Think about your cat stretching up, tuck the chin, lift. That's it, the rib cage up, and then go straight into that dip down. Good, dip your rib cage, lift your chin, lift the tailbone. Let's do that once more. Good, moving within your ranges of motion. What feels right for you? Good. And down we go, keeping the movement flowing, that lovely control through our middle. And return to neutral. Would you like to sit your hips back towards your heels? Walk your hands in. Good. And come into what we call a shell stretch. Just resting back. That's it. Hands on the floor, folding over your legs. And again, focus on your breath. A good opportunity to breathe deep, wide and full into the sides and the back of the rib cage. And an easy breath out. Well done. That is excellent and concludes our 30-minute mobility and strength on the floor. Thank you so much for joining us on The Move.